Hi there. Welcome back to Joy in Every Step. So glad you could tune in today. This is Black History Month, and we wanted to do something just a little bit different. Part of my lived experience has been to witness the evolution of Black history and Black History Month. When I look back, I see quite a few moments that had an impact, a lasting impact on my life. In February of 1974, yes, 1974, I was a sophomore in high school. That year, we had a substitute teacher take over our English class for a teacher who was out on leave. She was a young Black woman who moved with confidence and boldness. This teacher chose to spend some time away from the required curriculum and teach the class about some important figures in Black history. Her introduction to the topic included the history of Black History Week. She taught about Carter G. Woodson and his motivation for starting all of this in 1926. I learned that he had chosen the second week in February to honor the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. Woodson wrote of the purpose of Negro History Week as, "It is not so much a Negro History Week as it is a History Week. We should emphasize not Negro history, but the Negro in history. What we need is not a history of selected races or nations, but the history of the world void of national bias, race hatred, and religious prejudice." This was the first time I'd heard that information shared in detail in an actual classroom, in a formal setting. Looking back, I can only imagine what it took to share that kind of information to a group of 14 to 15-year-olds in a classroom that wasn't even hers. I remember being enthralled with the information she shared. A lot of it was new to us, and it was coming from the mouth of someone who looked like us. That was a long time ago, but that single empowering experience helped to shape the woman I am today. You see, before that, prior to that experience, most of what I'd learned about Black history came from the church I attended on Sundays and sometimes Wednesdays and sometimes Friday nights, and also from the neighborhood YMCA where I had learned to tap dance and to swim. So I really appreciated this classroom experience. It's interesting. Pausing to reflect is so important as we journey through life. We only understand how the Father works in our lives when we look back at the times that stand out, the times that show up in our memory and affirm who we are. Ephesians 1:11 reminds us that God works out everything, all things, in conformity with his own will and counsel. To quote Maya Angelou, "Wouldn't take nothing for my journey now." So, beloved, be advised, you are making history right now. Don't you quit. Blessings. See you next time.